I use this recipe a lot, and it's one of our favorite household recipes. It's tons and tons of fun, and if you think cooking is fun, this is a lot of fun. But the biggest trick, or the biggest component to doing a stir fry, is to make sure that all of your ingredients are put together, all your vegetables are cut, your sauce ingredients are made, everything is ready for when your pan gets hot. You can just start tossing things in. You don't want to be cutting while stuff is cooking in the pan, because that kind of defeats the purpose of the stir fry.
Prep time.
Sir? Prep time, right. So what you're doing is you're doing a mise en place, is what it's called, which is making sure that all of your ingredients are in place before the pan even gets hot.
You'll say that word again?
Mise en place. M-I-S-E-N-P-L-A-C-E. And but just make sure, all you need to know is that all your ingredients are together. Also, when you're doing stir fry, I always cut my vegetables first that go into the pan before I cut the proteins. And that way you don't worry about your boards getting contaminated. So this time I'm using 2 different boards. I have actually 2 different boards at my house as well. And but I will, whenever I'm cooking for somebody, I will do the vegetables first and then the proteins. You understand why you do that is because the chicken, we're using chicken and we're using beef tonight, and those are our proteins for this evening. And we don't know how these animals were processed, so it's important to make sure that all your utensils, your boards, your hands are very, very clean. So I do the vegetables first, and then, so I know my board is nice and clean, and then I'll do the protein after that. You have not missed a thing, y'all.
Thank you.
Tell me, keep raw meat off the wooden board.
I'm sorry?
How to keep the raw vegetables off the board?
The vegetables aren't as big of a deal. What's the big deal is the protein, the chicken, the fish, the beef. Those are the big deals that I actually don't like to use a wooden cutting board for the proteins because I cook so many of them that for me it's better if I can have a melamine or a hard surface board that can go through the dishwasher and sanitized. Okay, y'all haven't missed anything. Like I said, I'll wait for just a minute. You pick up your, yay! Okay. So tonight we're doing, you get front row. Ah! I saw you trying to look in the back. Is there any chairs further back? So tonight we're doing stir fry, and we've got 3 different stir fry recipes. We have my favorite fried rice recipe, which is what we'll be making first. And it's very important when you're making fried rice to pre-make your fried rice so it's cold before you make the dish. Otherwise it gets gummy. So you want to make sure that your rice has been cooked and cooled. We've been talking about this a little bit. We've got options for rice. You can use the pre-made boil and bag type rice. It's okay. You can use frozen, which is great because we have Bird's Eye makes frozen rice. It's cooked and it's cold, so you can just dump it. Okay, that's really great. But this is the baked rice. You have a recipe for this in here, and this is rice that was baked for about an hour, and it's brown rice, and the baking actually holds the integrity of the bran that makes the rice brown. The baking holds that integrity together because all it's doing is absorbing the water. It's not being boiled. So it's much more gentle way of cooking the rice. So there's that. Now, I think everyone's caught up pretty much. Okay, the other thing I want to say is in a couple of weeks we're doing a farm-to-table lunch, and I was working on that today. And what that's going to be is I'm going to find as many local vendors downstairs as possible. And but we're going to have a wonderful fried chicken with pan gravy, pickles, bread, grits and greens. So it's going to be
Grits and greens together?
yeah, grits and greens casserole. It's going to be a down-home yummy. So mark your calendars for the for May 11th. It's going to be fun. All right. I'll probably put some honey out on the table too because the chicken is a little is wonderful. It's herby and spicy and really good. So what I'm going to do right now is move this recipe over here to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and put together the sauce for this. And this is just like home. I'm still digging for bowls. Okay. So it's 2 tablespoons soy sauce, or about that much. Oyster, this is an oyster sauce. This has real oysters in it. And you can actually get this, you get this downstairs in the Asian section, or the international section. And it's thick. This is a fermented product too. The 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. It just has a slightly fishy taste to it. It's really good, and it's used in Asian cooking all the time. And then 2 tablespoons low sodium chicken broth. And all I'm going to do is this is my favorite better than broth product that I use a lot for the chicken broth. You have to reconstitute this a little bit because it's very concentrated. That's why I like it, because it doesn't go bad. You just keep it in the refrigerator for a very long time. It doesn't go bad, and you can use as much or as little as you want. There's the chicken broth. And then dry sherry. This you can get downstairs in the wine department. It's on the front aisle, so it's where there's several places where you can get wine downstairs. This one is the one that's across from the Hallmark cards. So you can find the sherry where the Hallmark cards are if you look on the other side. This is sherry is used a lot in Asian cooking. And this is dry sherry. You can also find cream sherry down there. And then a teaspoon of sugar. Half teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to use a half a pack of sugar. This is a teaspoon. Okay. Okay, so this is a classic brown sauce. And you use this sauce a lot in a lot of Asian cooking. It's just a classic brown sauce. And now I'm going to start with the vegetables. This has a the first 4 items here: the scallions, the garlic, the ginger, and the sesame oil. Those actually are a component that is mixed together, and that'll go into the center of the pan. It's actually cooked separately from the rest of the dish. So we're just going to make stir fries are interesting. I love stir fries because they're layers of flavors, which I think is really important. Now this is a scallion or a green onion. Again, scallions or green onions are used a lot in Asian cooking, as is ginger and garlic. And since I haven't yet used this board for any of the proteins, I'm using this board now for this recipe. Here's your scallions. And garlic cloves. Just give them a smash. And the skins just pop right off. Lots of times I'll cut in garlic, there's these kind of hard end pieces that are attached to the bulb, where the cloves are attached to the bulb. And I'll cut those off lots of times because I don't really like hitting them because they're kind of hard. But that's just me. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. So that's nicely minced. And what's next? And we have ginger. And people that have been with me for a while know that I don't peel my ginger. You can peel your ginger if you want to. I don't. I kind of think it's a kind of a waste of time. But you guys do what you want to. If you do decide you want to peel the ginger, it's a pretty easy thing to do. You just take a spoon and it just peels, the skin just peels right off. You see that?
Yeah.
But you don't have to do this.
What's the best way to store your ginger?
I usually store it in the refrigerator for not too long. How do you do it? Do you know? Have you?
I've never bought any fresh. I've got some in a jar.
Oh. I go through ginger pretty much, so I use ginger in smoothies and in juices and things like that too. Because it's very cleansing. It's a real cleansing. It's really good for cleansing and detox. See how nice that is? So that's just, that's not that big of a deal. And that's a tablespoon of fresh ginger. Yeah, so I'll go through ginger pretty rapidly. Downstairs in the produce department where the ginger lives, sometimes you just see giant, knobs of ginger, and you just pop off whatever you need. You don't have to take the whole giant kid home with you. You just take what you need. Okay. So there's that combination, and this is going to go into the center of the pan in just a few minutes. And this is the scallions, the garlic, and the ginger, the minced ginger. Any questions so far? Anyone has any questions? Word clean time. Okay. Now we have snap peas, we have snow peas, and both of these are just wonderful. Washed and ready to eat. Washed and ready to eat. So we don't have to do with anything with these things. These are the snap peas. And these are so wonderful to eat just raw. You know, I eat these a lot, just raw. It's not pretty. And you just cut them on the bias a little bit. So it's sort of an angle cut. This bag is, this is an 8-ounce bag, and this is asking for 8 ounces. I don't do anything to these guys. I don't take off any ends or anything. I just let them go, let them be what they are. It's important to cut them to keep all of the vegetables kind of the same size. And again, this is called mise en place, where everything gets prepped before you even start heating the pan. So you're not messing with anything while the pan is getting hot and while there's food cooking in the pan. Has anyone here ever worked in a Chinese restaurant besides me? Very interesting. And even though I worked there, I still ate there.
Of course, you get your food at a discount.
Well, no, I mean, but lots of people say, you know, you don't want to know what's in the food, but I figured if they ate it and they survived, I could do the same thing.
Worked at a Mexican restaurant. He done millions of burritos, he said.
Yeah. All right, so that's what's called, do you see this? This is, so I'm like cutting these on a bias, which means I'm slicing them at an angle. It has just a little more surface area on the vegetable. All right. Okay. Carrots and bell pepper. So this goes in at a different time than the carrots and the bell pepper goes in. So I'm going to use another bowl for the carrots and the bell pepper. This has been washed. Now I'm going to just slice around, which is I'm getting rid of all the membranes of the pepper, and I'm getting rid of the seeds. People do that different ways. That's how I do it. That's how I get rid of the seeds in tomatoes as well. If you have a big salad, a big Greek salad or whatever that's going to be sitting around for a long time, you want to get the seeds out of the tomato. You cut around just like I did this pepper, and you don't have a watery salad. So I'm just going to make little matchsticks kind of these red peppers, of this one red pepper. I've cut my peppers like this for years, so I'm just so used to doing it that way. And I was debating whether I was going to show you how to cut carrots, into matchsticks, but then I went, nah, I just bought the. I mean, it's only an hour class. And lots of times, as you guys know, usually I have all these ingredients pre-prepped. But I just wanted you to see how to cut a pepper, how to put together the components of the stir fry. So in the instructions it says that the peas go in first, and then the carrots and the bell pepper. So I want to put in roughly the same amount of carrots as bell peppers. Look how pretty. I mean, it's already really pretty, and it already feels healthy just looking at all the different colors that's going into this fried rice. If you want to, you can add protein to this dish as well. It's perfectly fine. You can use chicken or shrimp or any kind of protein you want. We just do a lot of
Aren't the eggs protein?
meaning meat of some sort. Yes, the eggs are high protein. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and get the eggs ready too. I have 2 eggs here. Now, everything is prepped, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on my pan. Pretty high. This is a medium high. When you guys go to Chinese restaurants, do you ever order fried rice? You do? Do you go to Chinese restaurants much?
I was out. What you want?
Uh-huh, eating out.
Let's say, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the canola into the pan. This, again, for y'all that have been here with me for a little bit, this is non-GMO certified organic canola oil. The rapeseed that this comes from has not been genetically modified. So you're not getting anything genetically modified in your oil there. While this is heating up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, we're being attacked by ice. Ice attack. These are the, these are so nice. Okay, so these are snow peas. So these are snap peas, and these are big and fat and juicy. These are snow peas, which are flat. And a lot of times I will cut the ends off of these because they get a little stringy and tough, so I'll cut them. While I'm waiting for my pan to heat up. Has anybody here ever made a stir fry at home? Yeah? Yay! Is this kind of how you guys do it? when you make it. Get all your stuff prepped up and these are also nice and fresh. Okay, now that looks like about a pea and a half for everybody. Okay. Now I want the pan to be hot before I start this ordeal. And you want to have at least a 12-inch skillet so the food doesn't steam. It actually fries up. So this is a 12-inch nonstick skillet. So I'm going to use a wooden spoon in the nonstick skillet so I don't pick up any of the coating on from the skillet. And I don't damage the pan. Okay, we're ready. It's all ready to go, I think. All right, so the first thing that happens is the snap peas. The snap peas go in. And they just cook for just a minute until they start turning bright green. Put in just a little bit of water so they'll steam. And already they're starting to turn just a little bit, they're starting to turn bright green. All right, now that's called a snap. Do you guys know how to do that? Do you know how to do the snap? You guys know how to do snap. It's just a quick movement with your wrist so the food turns over. And lots of times whenever you first start learning how to do that, you actually use, it's not hot, you use beans and you do it in your yard. You know, so you're not like, you know, it's not getting all over the place. But it's a real effective way of getting all the vegetables turned over. And now it's nice. They're all of the snap peas now are getting nice and crisp. And then the next thing is the bell peppers. Also, it tells you to cover this, and I haven't covered it because I don't really have a cover the size to do this with, but do what I say, not what I do. It's okay, because the water is starting to evaporate, and it'll be very, very tasty. Okay. I'm going to add the carrots and the peppers. Give that a stir. And we haven't started using any seasonings yet. This is all just the vegetables, as you see.
Now, I use a wok, and it says in the middle, do your egg in the middle. I usually scoot all my vegetables to the edge and use one side. Is that because it's a wok and it cooks even more evenly or something?
Um,
Should I start doing it?
well, whatever works for you.
I think I'll try the middle because it's easier.
Well, it just makes it easier to incorporate for me, to incorporate this particular combination of flavor. And this is not a wok, this is a flat skillet. So the heat is in the middle of this thing. In a wok, it's also in the middle, but the whole surface gets hot.
I just want to make sure my egg gets done, so I put it on the edge and watch, it doesn't take long to get that.
Let me see. In your recipes, the garlic, the ginger, and the green onions need to go into the center of the skillet right now. That's a step that was omitted in the recipes, in the directions, okay? Also, there's a little sesame oil that goes into that. Oh, I'm so bad at these things. I'm sorry. There's a little toasted sesame oil that goes into this, the ginger, the garlic, and the green onions. And so I'm gonna put that into here now, into the middle of the skillet. See, that's what I get for putting together the recipes like at 7 a.m. Not enough coffee yet. Yeah, you'll be getting the smell of the onions, the garlic, and the sesame, the toasted sesame oil. Toasted sesame is another one of those, toasted sesame oil is another one of those amazing Asian components that is used a lot in Asian cooking. It's very, very toasty, very nice. So after that's become fragrant in the center of the skillet, go ahead and incorporate that into the vegetables. Anyone smell this yet?
Yeah.
Smell-o-vision? You could smell this when you came in, couldn't you? Could you smell this when you came in just now? Could you smell all the cooking? Yeah. Heck yeah. Okay. Now comes the eggs. So we get that cooking a little bit. And the egg is actually is going to get cooked, but it's also going to coat this rice. So it makes it'll make the rice really beautiful and shiny. And those were 2 eggs just slightly beaten. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put the rice in. And the sauce. And I'm going to give this sauce another little whisk. And then add that in.
And your peas.
Ma'am?
And your peas.
They're in there. The snow peas will be in there in just a second. Thank you. Look how gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? Really pretty and very, very tasty. And you just keep stirring and make sure the rice gets coated with the sauce, and that you see little bits of egg in the whole dish. And you want to evaporate the sauce just a little bit. And we call that good. This will have plenty of time to cool down before we eat.